My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC fight picks and DraftKings lineups run by MMA insiders and professional fighters. Every week, I join Dan Kramer and Nick Newell, two longtime professional fighters that have fought at the highest levels on the planet, as well as Jacob Lyons, a skinny kid from Indiana. So join us every single week for our full fight card breakdowns, our individual fight card breakdowns, our betting guide, and our DraftKings lineups. Next up at UFC Vegas 29, we have Kanako Murata versus Virna Jandiroba. We have takedown artist. People call her a wrestler, but it's really judo. So we have takedowns versus grappling. And these matchups interest the hell out of me. I'm a wrestler, like to my core. And then immediately after wrestling, I started doing jiu-jitsu. So I love grappling, all aspects of grappling.
Same.
Yep. And Jacob, you can tell by his ears, his stature, just the confidence that he exudes. He's obviously done combat sports at some level. We have Virna is 3-2 in her last 5. She is coming off a loss to Mackenzie Dern, but it was a decision loss, and she engaged with Mackenzie Dern. She pulled guard. She was like, let's go. I am not afraid of your jiu-jitsu. Let's go. And she didn't get submitted. And then we have Kanako Murata, 5-0 in her last 5. You have her as 16-2. I see her with only one loss, but records get tricky when you have amateur fights and exhibition matches and things like that. But we do have takedowns versus submissions here. Virna is fantastic on the ground. Fantastic on the ground. She is live for a submission at all times. The big question is, can she submit Murata? She does hit very hard. She's not very technical. So she hits hard, is solid on the ground, doesn't really have offensive wrestling. And then we have Kanako Murata, who has very good takedowns. Whether you want to call it jiu-jitsu, judo. She has a judo black belt. People keep saying wrestling, judo, whatever you want to call it. She has great takedowns and a very solid base and control. She has good BJJ defense, and she smoked Ronda Marcos. And people are dogging the fact that she smoked Ronda Marcos. So yes, Ronda Marcos does not have the greatest record, but Ronda Marcos has fought every female on the planet in that division at all levels. So a win over Ronda Marcos is meaningful, and Kanako did it and made it look easy. It's very possible that Kanako takes Virna down, holds her down, avoids the submissions. With that judo background, judo has submissions as well. Everybody thinks it's just throws. It's throws and then arm bars, throws and then chokes. So with that defense, with the offensive judo, I think she takes Virna down. I think she controls Virna and avoids the big submissions. But this could be, before I pass it to you, Jacob, one of those two grapplers that stand there and have the worst striking fight of all time. That could be the case, but I don't think Kanako is afraid to engage. Jacob, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Kanako was also a junior world wrestling champion. So you said she's just like all judo, but she does have the wrestling.
No, I'm not saying she just has the judo black belt, and the judo, as far as the ground game is concerned, is meaningful because judo has submissions.
And if you look at her one loss, she got taken down and submitted like she didn't know what the hell was going on. She got taken down, and when she got her back taken, it was like she didn't even like fight hand. It was very weird. The lock was in, and she was just kind of sitting there like, what do I do now? And that's not going to be very good, as you mentioned, against Virna, because she will submit you.
That was like 5 years ago.
Okay. It happened. Did it not happen?
All right, let's go through all the things you've done in the last.
Yeah, people don't forget. But yeah, the thing I saw with Virna too is you mentioned against the Mackenzie Dern fight. She was outstruck by Mackenzie Dern, which is not good. But I think she probably has the striking advantage in this fight. I don't know. It's such a toss up. But she did defend 5 takedowns from Mackenzie, and Mackenzie's not very good at takedowns. The thing that worries me is that Virna might be willing to get taken down in this fight. She might want to go there and get completely controlled. I think she wanted to stay off the ground against Mackenzie. She went to the ground. I think she pulled guard that one time, but against Mackenzie Dern, it's kind of life or death. Against, Kanako, it's not really life or death. So maybe she does go there. Maybe she finds a submission. I actually, in my notes, I didn't even pick this fight because I have no idea what's going to happen in this fight. It's going to be it's such a weird matchup, like you said, the wrestler versus the grappler. So I didn't pick in this fight. I guess I would pick Virna with her jiu-jitsu if it's going to get on the ground to win, but I stayed away from this one completely.
So I do have a bet on this fight. My pick is Kanako, but I have a bet on this fight, and I've mentioned this a few times. I love the reason we partnered. So we want picks. There's 4 of us. There's only 2 of us tonight, but there's 4 of us total. The reason we did a deal with Bet Online is because we use Bet Online, and we use them because they have prop bets that nobody else has, and they have them early. 2 prop bets that they have that nobody else has is the plus 3.5 or plus 5.5. Basically, you can buy points. So if a fight goes to a decision, you bought some points. Your fighter can lose the decision, but you can still win your bet. The other one is the wins by stoppage, decision, no action. I've mentioned that twice already in this breakdown. I went with that bet. I put a full unit on submission by Virna, but a decision is no action. And again, if you didn't see this earlier, what that means is if Virna wins by submission, I win my bet. I get paid out. If this fight ends up in a decision, I get my money back. I get a refund. The bet never happened. Here's your money. Thanks for trying. The only way I lose my bet is if Virna gets stopped. That's the only way I lose my bet. And I don't see that happening. Kanaka, I don't think she's ever stopped anybody. And if she has, she's not going to stop Virna. So I see Kanaka taking Virna down, riding out a decision. And the good news is, if she doesn't ride out a decision and she gets submitted, I get paid by Virna. If she does,
Kanaka had 6 finishes.
Okay. If she does ride out a decision, then it's fine. I get my money back. The bet never happened. So that's why I love Bet Online. That's why I love that bet. I just did it with Chase Hooper last weekend. Go to wewantpicks.com/bets. Place it.
Chase Hooper won that fight.
It doesn't matter. For my bet, it doesn't
matter.
It's
a joke. He got dominated. Come on.
Yeah, but sometimes you're a little iffy with your picks there. So anyway, that's my bet. Let's look at the strike line. I think more is the play. And I know Virna will probably spend most of the time on her back, but I think she'll be swinging wild on her feet. And I think those will add up. If you don't believe that, then go more on Kanaka, less on Virna, because she'll be on her back the whole time. What do you think about that monkey knife fight line?
Less.
Less. All right, let's cross the board. I think it goes to a decision. So 52 strikes, 61 strikes in a 15-minute fight is a low number, but you're going less. If you guys want to play that line, go to playmkf.com/wewantpicks. Everything I'm rambling on about is in the description below. Go there, click some links.